Hello, it's me, Wondertina. Welcome to another video. I decided not to wait and do something between projects because I don't want to watch the grass grow. I just want to get started something. In this last guitar project, I tried to straighten the wood on the front of the guitar body. I managed to straighten it to some extent, but only on one side, and the other is still sunken, but not as much as at the beginning. One side has straightened completely and the other still has about 4 mm deep dent. I have to leave it at that because unfortunately my patience with inanimate things has its limits. And today I will be doing something cool. I have always liked the character of Wojtek, our unusual soldier in the Polish army. It sounds almost untrue, but it has historical support. So I will tell you a little about it if you don't know, but I think Poles will know for sure, but briefly, okay? In 1941, this bear was found by members of the Polish army somewhere in Persia, where they bought it from a boy as a few months old bear. He was still too small. The animal spent some time in the care of a little girl, who persuaded Lieutenant Anatol Tarnowicki to buy it from the young Iranian. And thus Wojtek became a member of the 2nd Polish Corps. According to witnesses, this bear even helped carry crates of ammunition on the Monte Cassino and is often depicted in various paintings and graphics with it. I guess it wasn't ever recorded. It's not like everyone had a phone or camera on that days like nowadays. When they were under fire during combat, who would have thought of grabbing a camera or anything like that? No, but according to witnesses, something like that happened, so I believe them. The bear behaved humanly enough to drink alcohol and eat cigarettes. He could not smoke them like humans, but it's funny. He swallowed them whole, thinking they were some kind of treat because he didn't understand the whole smoking thing. And then when the war ended, if I remember correctly, unfortunately, he couldn't just stay like in someone's garden because he was a dangerous animal. Who knows what would set him off, so they put him somewhere in Edinburgh Zoo. However, as I mentioned, he preferred the company of humans and ignored the other bears in the zoo, and that's where his life ended, locked up sadly in a zoo. However, he was visited by his human friends and he was always very happy to see someone from his pack of soldiers he accompanied during the war. So it's not a legend at all, it's hard to believe, but it was true. It would be nice to have something like that on the wall, so I will paint a bear like that. It's a canvas 100 x 70 centimeters. I have painted in this format before, but you have to be careful because it's big and in a large scale you can really mess up the proportions, and at the sketch stage that's more important than the details later. I once made a pink horse that was very sad. I regret that I didn't paint him a dropping tear, but never mind. This one here will be a profile portrait. It will look a bit like a coin portrait. It will give him a military feel. I won't put him in any military uniform or anything, only towards the end did I decide to add a red and white band to his right paw, just to make it clear that Wojtek is such a great patriot. Although I don't know his view on these matters, but let's assume he was a great Polish patriot. The only thing I can be 100% sure of is that he adored Polish soldiers. Even you might agree with that, huh? And he will be holding a rather large missile which certainly weighs a lot. And as you can see, I always paint a light base color first, a brown yellowish, which allows for less paint consumption, and the colors are vivid with a single brush stroke. Plus there is no whites showing through anywhere. This suits me because I don't have to be so precise. Besides, I scribble first to assess if the proportions are right, and then I work on the texture and details. As you can see, my texturing process involves first making a mess, simply painting the fur as it should lie on the bear. Of course, I have a photo of some bears, a brown bear of course because Wojtek was a brown bear species. I then observe how the fur is arranged because at least then I will have it arranged in a way that allows me to achieve some additional details in the shape of the muzzle, eyes, ears and neck. This observation can make a huge difference in the quality of work. Whenever I paint or draw animals, I need to observe how the fur is arranged. Sometimes it goes up and sometimes it goes down, usually around the eyes. Usually the fur above the eye is arranged upwards, meaning the fur is just up, and as it circles the eye, it gradually curves and then it points downwards, and then I can achieve a quite realistic look on the animal just from this one observation. Okay, I will keep painting and then I will consider what to do next. And then another situation, I was looking at photos on Facebook and saw a picture of a bear paw imprinted in snow. There's small mistake in my painting. Bears have 5 fingers in a row, not 4. I always thought they had thumbs, but it turns out they don't. This is a mistake, and actually that's why I can't find any pictures of bear paws online to see how the fingers are aligned or if they even have thumbs. There are these stupid AI photos everywhere and there's always something wrong with the anatomy. You can't trust such references. However, I follow many groups for photography enthusiasts on Facebook where people post photos of animals, and I often find good photos of real animals there. So later I added another claw and that fixed it. Unfortunately, I didn't notice that when I started the sky and clouds. I probably didn't press the record button on my phone to start recording. I just looked after a while. Oh, black screen. Maybe I just didn't turn it on. Unfortunately, I don't have the finishing touches on this painting, but it doesn't really matter. Later I decided I won't record the ending anymore because it's annoying for me to have the camera constantly watching what I am doing, and I have to constantly remember to record it so my phone doesn't turn off and so the video doesn't get too long. Even though I do like to have recording of myself working, it's still a hassle when I have to keep an eye on additional things like the camera. Sometimes I watch some artists work and get professional shots of them working, but that's impossible for me. It's too much for me, but if someone knows how to work this way and doesn't mind, it's fine. So sorry, I don't have the part where I finished the painting. It's just what it is. And I don't regret it because at least I had some peace and quiet and I didn't have to worry about the camera. Okay, as for mentions, I don't have many because I have been using practically no social media lately. Even if I have something new, I forget to share it. Hardly anyone cares about sharing anything these days, so we only have artists who simply do something out of passion every day, and even though they are ignored by algorithms, it doesn't discourage them. Oh, I know, I have someone on Instagram I have been following for years. He is truly amazing. Just rewind to how he drew just a few years ago and how he's doing now. It's a huge leap. He was determined to create something almost every day, and his latest illustrations have become very professional, and you can see in the lines that he does it with complete confidence. He simply acquired his craft by regularly drawing his surroundings, and so this man is climbing incredibly high in his craft. His Instagram is Illustration ni Dilute. It's worth following him. We will see where he will be in a few years. This is a man who doesn't care whether he gets a lot of likes or not. He just likes, creates and posts regularly. Okay, and finally some varnish, but I might just add that to the end of the video later. This one is quite good. I like it, but I don't have a brush large enough because I usually work on small pieces. A really large brush would be useful here to spread the varnish and then dab the surface with the tip of the brush to create a crystallic layer. However, I don't have such a brush and I can't do it properly this time. and you have to do it quite quickly because the varnish dries and I won't get the same effect later. So I applied one coat, decided I don't like it and had to apply another. But next time I need to know if I have a large painting, I need a larger brush with which I can quickly spread the varnish and then dab it on before it dries. That's all, thanks for watching. I will probably post Wojtek somewhere on my social media. If you want, come by and see the rest of my work. See you later, bye.